It's not our job to fix the WWE, and we're going to talk about it in today's video. As somebody who covers WWE and does WWE content for a living, the biggest question I constantly get asked is, Tubby, how do we fix the WWE? For the last 4 years, I've spent my life kind of devoted to that and making videos on what they should have did, how they should have handled the situation. And the true realization is, after 4 years and doing this for 4 years, it's not my job to fix the WWE. Like many of you, I grew up loving the WWE. Having to fight my parents just to watch it, tuning in to Thursday Night SmackDown. Being a WWE fan these days is hard. Especially when the product is crap, it's easy for us to go on social media and demand change. Well, we've been doing that for 4 years, and what has it gotten us? Listen, I'm a YouTuber, I cover WWE for a living, and it's taken me 4 years to realize, and people always ask me, to be, why have you kind of become a crappy YouTuber? Why do you not make videos anymore? Why do you not do this? Why do you not do that? The stuff I used to do was so centered around trying to fix the company that I have no possibility of changing. You know, like every other TV show I watch, I either watch it or I don't watch it. If it's good, if it's bad, the way I let people know is I watch it or I don't watch it. When it comes down to it, the fact that we have to work so hard to get a product we want to be good really isn't fair to the fans and really isn't entertainment. When some of the most entertaining parts of Raw are hearing the crowd go off and the crowd have fun at the wrestler's expense, that's a problem. As a lifelong WWE fan, I would love if the company would start listening and taking in our suggestions in hand, but the fact is they're not going to. They're still making money. People are still going to events. They're still tuning in. Regardless if it's a 3 million rating, I have many other shows I like on TV that have dropped 1 million plus viewers just this month alone. So it's not WWE. But at the same time, it's not our responsibility to fix it. You know, I heard a big outcry after Dewey Foley got hired by WWE because he got his foot in the door because of his father. But when all of us were bitching on social media what they should or should not do, Dewey Foley created a blog, put in the work, the effort for the last 6 months to a year, and got noticed. Whether if it was just because of his father or not, it doesn't matter. The fact that he did something and went out of his way to try to prove a point signifies that there's something more that people can do. But it's true, it's not our job to fix the WWE. As an entertainment fan and people that watch TV and consume entertainment, we have two options. We watch or we don't watch. If we're watching, it's our responsibility to cheer who we like, cheer who we don't like, speak our opinion, make the show entertaining. But if the show is not entertaining, it doesn't send them a message by us continuing to watch it and talk crap about it. Because the same logic about a face and a heel is if you get any sort of reaction, it's good. So if they put on a Raw that's bad, but there's still 1 million people talking about how bad it is, and it's still getting spread around social media, they're still getting the reaction they want. They're still getting ticket sales, they're still getting event sales, they're still getting, pay-per-views bought, they're still getting network subscriptions. Now, as WWE fans, I think most of us feel obligated to support the product just because we've been fans for so long. And just because we've been fans for so long and we knew what the product once was, we feel obligated that it's our job to let it consume us and take over our lives. One of the reasons why my YouTube has kind of gone downhill is because I've just enjoyed doing other things. And I know it sucks for my fans that really enjoy my WWE content, but me just playing WWE and enjoying the game and not worrying about how to fix a company that I have no chance of ever fixing or ever working for or ever really wanting to work for really has been unfair to me the last 4 years. I've been trying to work towards something that really isn't there, and really it's not something I even want. When I first started YouTube, I wanted to create content that people enjoyed, and I wanted to do things that I'm not doing now. What is the way I go about that? Do I constantly keep complaining about it like I do the WWE, or do I stop, make changes, and do something about it? Now, I made a video yesterday about ratings, and ratings are a big thing, but the simple fact is, a lot of people cut cable, so ratings aren't the end-all be-all. Nielsen, I really don't care about anymore because plus or minus 3 days, which we don't get in the WWE, we basically get Raw viewers on Tuesday. Other shows wait 3 or 4 days, and they have their live impressions from day one, and then they include in DVR and post dates. You take into consideration how many people watch on Hulu or other things, and you combine it, they're probably more than Raw was getting. But the problem was, even if Raw is bad or good, like last night, they try to change things up based on a fan survey, and they created a huge clusterfuck of a 16-man match that really didn't make sense. We all know Roman Reigns is going to overcome and make this big thing. But at the same time, it's not my job to go about complaining and saying, this guy sucks to try to derail him. If they want to push Roman Reigns, that's their prerogative. My prerogative is to turn off the TV and do something else. You know, I tweeted out that I've been watching more Monday Night Football than I have Raw, and it's for a simple fact. Monday Night Football has been excellent. The last 2 weeks, the games have come down to the very end and are must-watch television if you're a football fan. The fact that the Browns and the Ravens went back and forth with a backup QB, and that backup QB then got hurt, and they had a third string come in and throw a touchdown, and the game was close and ended on a blocked field goal, ran back for a touchdown, that's something I'd much rather watch than seeing the same stuff get pushed around on Raw. Now, just because Raw did that, is it fair of me to constantly bitch and complain? Because we bitched and complained for the last 4 years, and what has it got us? Nothing. If you want to fix the WWE, you have two choices, and this is how other shows get fixed. You watch, or you don't watch. Simple as that. There's many other shows that I've fallen in love with over the years. Shows like on NBC, The Event. I love that show. I tuned in every week live, but nobody else did, and the show eventually got canceled. Now, one of the things that I do on my channel is I create content, and then if it doesn't get good ratings, I kill it off just like a TV network without ever letting it get a chance to grow and skyrocket or eventually become something. That's kind of where we're at now as WWE fans. We've put in so much work and effort because we know what the company used to be, that we think we can change it and make it what it used to be is now. But the simple fact is we can't make that change. That's up to WWE. If we choose not to watch, like you saw last week when they issued a survey about what we want, how we want it, and when we watch Raw, how we watch Raw, etc., it goes to prove a point that they're kind of scrambling. And hopefully them scrambling and realizing that we're tuning out is the thing that kind of fixes and reverses the trend. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop fantasy booking or talking about what I think should or should not happen, but the same fact is I've spent the last 4 years of my life worrying and consuming myself so much about what the WWE is or isn't doing that I stopped just having a life, and I started doing and enjoying other things again. For most people that don't know, I love wrestling, and I grew up watching it, but through my high school, the thing I loved more was Call of Duty. I played more Call of Duty than I ever played a WWE game in my life. Call of Duty was my life. From Call of Duty 2 to 4 to Modern Warfare 2, I spent more time on those 3 games combined than I have since I've been a full-time YouTuber on the game because I'm doing it as a job and I'm kind of forced to. The stuff that I'm doing now is stuff that I kind of just enjoy, and I hope you guys go along for the ride and enjoy it. But at the same time, it's not your job to constantly tell me how to fix, and, you know, it's either you watch or you don't watch. And now people aren't watching my channel because there's other options and other things they choose to watch. That's how I know that what I was doing isn't working, so I'm working behind the scenes to change those things. So when it comes to WWE, just bitching and complaining is not the way we fix it because it's not our company to fix. If the WWE wants to push Roman Reigns and the Authority constantly on screen to the point where it tunes us out, let's tune it out. And when they see we're not watching and we don't just have a brand loyalty, say you grew up loving Ford trucks. I grew up loving Chevy because I had a Blazer, I had a Chevy truck, and I had such a brand loyalty because everybody told me that Fords suck and that Chevys were great, or people told me Fords were great and Chevys sucked. Say I had 3 models, but the 5th one came out and the Ford was shit and it had a lot of problems. Am I going to continue just to buy that product because I knew what Chevy or Ford used to once be? Or do I speak out, not buy it, and show them this is not what I want? We need to start doing what every other entertainment, every media company, every product company does. You either buy it, watch it, consume it, or you don't. Consuming it just for the fact that you once loved it and you care so much about it just to keep doing it is not helping the product, it's hurting it. And I know people think that tuning in every week is being faithful and loyal to the show that you grew up loving, but it's never going back to that. It's never going back to what it once was, and it just can't. In the generation that we're in, it can't go back to blood and attitude. And that's cool. If it can't go back to that, they can at least change some things up and make better stories, like things down in NXT. But it's not my job to constantly tweet out, hey, I love NXT, you should do this, this, or this. Instead of watching Raw, I'll only watch NXT on the WWE Network. If Main Event is good, I'll only watch Main Event and I'll watch Superstars. I will show them with my viewing habits and what I consume, what I like and I don't like. When you go to an event, if you're a heel, you have to determine if you're getting yelled at and booed at because people actually think you suck or they hate your character. On social media, it's changed everything. The fact that we're basically the workhorse of the WWE. The WWE can be lazy and crappy with storytelling because then it's on us to go and tweet about it and tell people about it so then they tune in. But it's not our job to get them to tune in. My favorite shows, I tune in because I enjoy them. I don't tune into a show because I'm loyal to it or I think that it's the only show that matters. And that's the mindset that we have to get away from. If you only love the Attitude Era, watch the Attitude Era on the WWE Network and stop consuming the content that you get so pissed off about. You sit around in your room debating all day what they could or could not do, but don't do anything to change it. So I hope, if anything, that this video kind of just shows you that there are other ways to do things and that I'm choosing to enjoy Monday Night Football or other games or Madden or doing things. It doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like WWE or WWE is crap. It's just I'm trying to send a message that until they do something that I enjoy, I'm not putting my heart and soul into it and making it a full-time job for something I'm not getting paid for. So if you have thoughts on this and you just kind of want to discuss it, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. I don't want this to turn into just a shit show where people kind of crap on WWE writers and everything else. I just want you to be realistic. If a show's bad, do you watch it or you don't watch it? I grew up watching American Idol with my family, but eventually I grew out of it. And I don't just keep watching it because I once used to watch it. If it's not good now, why would I continue to put myself through that and get upset and pissed off and sad or depressed because something's not going the way I want it to? We all kind of feel entitled to what it should be, but in the reality is it's the WWE that they're going to put out the product they want regardless of what we want. That's kind of storytelling. What we do or don't want does reflect on the company, but at the end of the day, if they don't give us what we want, we tune out.